Hello, 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 hello. Hello for being here. Let's see, where are we? This is my little disclaimer thing here, just to let you know what the channel's all about, and that it's just my opinion. Welcome one, welcome all. Hey, there we are. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. My name's Glenn. A little after the 8 o'clock hour Eastern time on this Monday. I forgot what day it was there for a minute. Monday. And thanks for coming on board with me. You're more than welcome here. Of course, this is a recovery channel. I've been sober now for over 5,000 days after drinking for 40 years. That's a long time. But we finally saw the light. And thank you to my higher power, whom I choose to call God, that got me here. So why is that? Let me just check something out here, guys. Hang on just a second. See if that makes any difference. Technical issues. I don't understand that. Let's see. Let's try this. What does that do, if anything? Because I look at my phone and I'm like, pink. Can't quite figure that out. Why am I so pink? I'm really not that pink. Looks like I got a sunburn. I have to do some color adjustments here. Let's see. Bear with me. Let's see. That's what we're looking for. Okay. I wonder if it would help if I change this setting too. Let's see. Because I'm really not that pink. At least on my phone. That's what it looks like. I don't know. On the good old iPhone. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the camera here. I could turn this down a little bit, I suppose. That might help. Oh, I guess changing the lighting helped too. Well, let's see. I don't want to totally screw things up. That's my luck. All right, so let's do this then. Oh, that's way too pink. That's not too bad, I guess. I think it's more real looking. All right. Okay, so we just get rid of this one here and go back to this one here. Okay, I think we got it tweaked a little bit. So it's definitely something on the interface that's got me looking like I've got a sunburn, at least on my phone. So maybe our phone's looking all right, or whatever you're watching me on. It's apparently how it's going downstream. So see you downstream. Anyway, my name's Glenn again, recovered alcoholic from 40 years of drinking and carousing and all that stuff and all the consequences that go along with it. I think the only consequence I didn't experience was death. That's about the only one, I think. Pretty much. Well, I was never shot either. I guess I can't have that experience. Thank you very much. But name of the channel is Aware and Convinced. And we're here. I try to get on most every night, Monday through Sunday for a little while. And sometimes I have meetings and I can't make it. But tonight I was open, so I thought, hey, I'll jump in early, chit chat a little bit with you guys, say hi, invite you all to come on board and jump in the chat. If you have anything that you'd like to talk about in particular, feel free to jump in. Oh, that's good. Let's try that one. All right. And it's just been one of those days. Not a bad day today, really. I mean, just a typical day. Stock market's been up and down like a yo-yo. That wasn't such a good day today for the stock market, but a lot of them went up today. A lot of them went up. And a few of them went down. Just typical. I'm waiting for the price of gas to come down. I thought that was supposed to happen like 2 days ago or yesterday or something, but that hasn't happened yet. And I don't expect it to happen very soon. I mean, if you were making, if you were selling goat's milk and it was $5 a gallon, and all of a sudden they said, oh, well, we got more goats. Would you lower the price? Well, would you lower it to $3 a gallon for goat's milk, or would you keep it at $5? Well, think about that. Okay. So, yeah, it was a pretty good day today, all in all. All in all, it was. Anybody jump into that buying SpaceX stock and became a millionaire overnight? If you did, hey, send money. I know some did. I'm sure some of the bigger banks and what have you. I'm sure they jumped in and made $1 million overnight. But I wasn't fortunate enough to do that. So what do we like to do here is talk a little bit about recovery, about spirituality, about getting sober. If you're going overboard in your partying, ways to get out of it. And I got longer form videos that cover most of these things over on my channel, Aware and Convinced. I invite you to take a look over there. And, we do a little bit of reading here, read out of the appropriate books that I think help in recovery, help getting sober. And the big book of AA, the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. I have my entire library here. The 12 Steps, Living Sober. I like Living Sober is a good one. Oh, we got to get back into that. I haven't read anything out of here for a while. I think we'll read out of here tonight in just a little bit. The last thing that we covered was the Serenity Prayer. I have to say that on more than one occasion, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to change. The wisdom to know the difference. Yeah. I had it memorized. Serenity. Yeah, it's good. It's a good book. Yeah, I think we'll definitely do something in there this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon, or midday, or overnight, whenever you have to be watching. That's wonderful about streaming is you can pick it up anytime, right? Which is always nice. So, what else is cooking today? I haven't been cooking. I had a nice dinner tonight. Yeah, my daughter cooked me dinner, and she is an awesome chef. My daughter is an awesome chef. She ought to go into it for a profession, but she said no, she doesn't like it. But she's great at it. Very good. She's a good cook. So I got her to cook a nice meal. I said she's my personal chef. Boy, she does it up right though. She really does. She's very good. She does a lot of cooking. Since I lost my wife 2 years ago. That's her back there. Air Force veteran. And love of my life. One of them. And she was done in overdose. She was an addict, a heroin addict. And she could not find sobriety, real sobriety. She did find it for a year because it was more or less forced on her. She was in treatment in a recovery center, and she did real good. She came out, went into halfway house, and she did real good there. Didn't cheat, at least to my knowledge. But as soon as she got through the whole program and was let loose onto the world, that's when she decided she was going to visit her old neighborhood, and bought the drug of her choice and decided to do it. And she did it. And it took her life. She relapsed one time. And now she's gone forever. And the only thing I've got to, are memories. Memories. So it's sad, but it happens. It's happened. Happened to me. If you have a loved one who is tied up in addiction of any kind, there's only three ways out. And if you have never been to an NA meeting or an AA meeting or Celebrate Recovery, which is now my group of choice because it's Christian oriented and I love it. It's great. If you haven't been, and the other ones are good too, believe me, the other organizations, I started in AA and they were a blessing to me, a blessing. If it's something that interests you, or because of yourself, or because of a family member, a friend even maybe, that's got an addiction issue, I would say check them out. Check out, AA, NA, Celebrate Recovery. Check out all three of them. They're worth it, and they could save a life. So I made this my mission. On her passing, I made this my mission to get the word out. Oh, hi, Chloe. Okay. Oh, thank you, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, well, it happens. That's life. People come, people go, and sometimes they don't have any choice in how they go. But other people, they do have a choice. You really do. Absolutely, God's on our side. Absolutely. God saved me. I am a miracle because I had issues back, for 40 plus years. I think, the first time I picked up to drink serious drinking, when I couldn't stop because I am an alcoholic, I think was 40 years ago. Oh, more than that now. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sorry. My condolences for your loss. May their memory be a blessing. I love that saying because it's so true. May their memory be a blessing. Um, yeah, we lose people. And the whole key is not to lose anybody or lose as few as we can. You know, if you can come on board and sit through me babbling for an hour or so, you might pick up something. You might hear something that'll help you or help one of your family members or help a friend. But there's always AA, NA, and Celebrate Recovery. It's AA.org. I think it's NA.org, narcoticsanonymous.org, or celebraterecovery.com. You're kidding. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. My condolences to you. Yeah, it's a terrible thing, but it happens. You know, it does happen. If they don't get it, you know, there's only three ways out. You know what that is? Jail, institutions, or death. You keep on using and abusing whatever it is, whatever your drug of choice is, whatever your favorite flavor, alcohol, hard drugs, weed, whatever, food. I mean, there's so many different addictions. We concentrate on mainly the alcohol and the drugs here, but you're welcome, whatever your addiction happens to be, of course. But that's it. There's three ways out if you pursue your addiction and don't get well. Yep. So the key is to get some recovery going so you don't overdose, so you don't drink and drive and end up in a car wreck or doing something stupid, which I did a lot of that too. I did a lot of stupid, but that's because my brain was messed up. So once you overcome that addiction, you're on your way to recovery. Yeah, so what else is cooking? I think we'll do a little reading. We had a couple little things to read on tonight. And one of the things that we were going to touch on is from the Living Sober book, AA World Services. Great book. This, now I do self-edit when I read. I self-edit, which means a lot of the terms that they use are specifically targeting alcoholics. Now, AA has opened its arms, broadened its spectrum, broadened its acceptance of not just alcohol addicts, but also other drug addicts as well. So one of the things that I like to do is I like to self-edit when it comes down to the books here and the articles, and just make it a little more, just change the terms up a little bit, so a little more generic. Now, for instance, this chapter is changing old routines, which is a good idea if you're looking to get into recovery. Certain set times, familiar places, regular activities associated with drinking or drugging have been woven closely into the fabric of our lives, like fatigue, hunger, loneliness, anger, and over-relation. I'm not sure what over-relation means. These old routines can prove to be traps dangerous to our sobriety. The old routine. So when we first stopped drinking and drugging, many of us found it useful to look back at the habits surrounding our addiction, and whenever possible, to change a lot of the small things connected with it. To illustrate, many who used to begin the day with a morning drink or a morning joint, blunt, now head for coffee in the kitchen. Some of us shifted the order of things we did to prepare for the day, such as eating before bathing and dressing, or vice versa. A change in brands of toothpaste and mouthwash also helped. We tried a little exercise or a few quiet moments of contemplation or meditation before plunging into the day. Many of us also learned to try a new route when we first left the house in the morning, not passing by a familiar watering hole, bar, or driving by your favorite dealer's house. That would also be a no-no. Some have switched from the car to a train, from subway to a bike, from bus to walking. Others joined a different carpool. So what it's saying is you got to change your life, got to change your patterns. Whether our drinking or drugging was in the commuter, well, that says in the train, because a lot of us take trains. The neighborhood bar, the kitchen, the country club, or the garage, each of us can spot pretty exactly his or her own favorite place, your favorite using place or drinking place. Whether we went on an occasional bender or we were around the clock users and abusers, each of us knows for himself or herself what days, hours, and occasions have most often been associated with our addiction. When you want not to drink or drug, it helps to shake up all those routines and change the pieces around. For instance, some say it helps to shift shopping times and places and rearrange the agenda of daily chores. Working people who used to sneak out for a quickie on the coffee break now stay in and really have coffee or tea instead. During times when we used to drink and drug, it's reassuring to talk to a person who's getting go to AA, go to NA. Believe me, they've all been through the experience. And they'd be happy, more than happy, to welcome you with open arms and share their experiences with you and let you know the consequences that are waiting down the road for you. For many of us, it's also meant foregoing, at least for a while, the company of our buddies, our hardcore drinking buddies or using buddies. If they're true friends, they naturally are glad to see us take care of our health, and they respect our right to do whatever we want to do, just as we respect their right to use and abuse if they want to. It's their life. But we've learned to be wary of anyone who persists in urging us to use again. Those who really love us, it seems, encourage our efforts to stay sober. That's true. If they love you, they'll tell you to stay away from the drugs and the alcohol. I have to say, I separate drugs and alcohol, but alcohol is a drug. So it's kind of redundant to say that, but I do say it because there's some alkies out there that do take offense. But AA itself does not take offense, and it has opened its arms, opened its doors, not only that people that are addicted to alcohol, but people that are addicted to other substances as well. So you would do well to pay them a visit if you are looking for a change, a life change. Business trips, weekends, holidays, the golf course, baseball, football, card games, the old swimming pool, the ski lodge. Wow. Well, all of those often meant drinking or drugging for many of us. That's true. Boat people often spent summer days drinking and drugging on the bay or the lake. When we first stopped, we found it paid to have a plan, to plan a different kind of a trip or a holiday for a while. Try to avoid using or drinking on a boat or people that use. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because think of it this way. If you were going to quit eating fast food, you wouldn't load up your kitchen with junk. You'd go healthy. And as soon as you saw a McD or a Burger King or whatever, you wouldn't drive right in and order I don't even know what they call them now. I guess they haven't changed all that much, but you wouldn't order a big burger and a extra large shake and an extra large. Yeah, extra large everything. Oh, such marketing is wonderful. Give me an extra large everything. That'll be $25, please. Okay, no problem. You know, early days of sobriety, did we get rid of all the alcohol and the drugs that were around our homes, just scattered about? And believe me, and you know, it's scattered about. Bottles can be hidden anywhere. Drugs can be hidden anywhere. And I've been through it. Most successful non-users and abusers agree that it's a sound precaution to get whatever is hidden, whatever stashes there may be, if we can find them. If we can find them, that's the key. But opinions vary with regard to the liquor cabinet or the wine rack. Oh yeah, some of them want to keep the liquor, the cabinet, and the wine rack. But there you go. It's just what I said. Keep the liquor and the wine rack. And if you're an alcoholic like I was, and you all of a sudden say, yeah, I got the urge, what are you going to do? Chances are you're not going to run to the liquor store. You're going to grab what's right there next to you. You don't want to do that. That's to drink or the availability of the drug. No. It wasn't that. Now, most of the little changes in routine mentioned in this section may seem by themselves ridiculously trivial. However, we can assure you that the sum total of all such alterations in pattern has given many of us an astonishingly powerful propulsion toward newly vigorous health. You can have such a boost too if you want it. And that's it. That's a short little chapter on getting sober. Change your routine. Now, the next chapter is really geared for alcoholics. Let's see. So when we were first, this is called, let's see if this is a short, well, this is fairly short. Making use of telephone therapy. Telephone therapy. You use cell phone therapy today. You definitely can call a therapist if you feel the need. They're out there waiting for your call. I haven't had the pleasure yet myself, but just to know that it's available today, just by picking up the phone and dialing away. When we were first trying to achieve sobriety, many of us found ourselves either drinking or drugging without planning to. Sometimes it seemed to happen practically without our knowing it. There was no conscious decision, and there was no real thought about possible consequences. And that was my biggest problem right there. No thought about possible consequences. We had not intended to set off an entire binge episode of using or drinking. Now we've learned that simply postponing the first use or the first drink, putting something else in its place, provides us with a chance to think about our history, to think about the disease of addiction, and to think about the probable results of drinking or using again. Good point. Fortunately, we can do more than just think about it, and we do. We call someone. When we stopped drinking and drugging, we were told repeatedly to get to a meeting and get people's phone numbers. And instead of drinking or using the drug, to give these people a call. At first, the thought of calling a new acquaintance, somebody we barely knew, seemed strange, and most of us were reluctant. But those that had more sobriety days behind them than we did kept suggesting it. They said they understood why we hesitated because they felt the same way. Nevertheless, they said just try it at least once. And so finally, thousands and thousands of people that have experienced AA, NA, or Celebrate Recovery have made the calls. And to our relief, it turned out to be an easy, pleasant experience. And best of all, it worked. Now, maybe the quickest way to understand this before you try it is to put yourself mentally in the place of the person being called. It's a rewarding and gratifying experience. So the person receiving the call is almost invariably nice, even charming about it, not at all surprised, and even glad to hear from us. Lots of us found that when we wanted to drink or drug, we could call someone more experienced in sobriety than we were. It was not even necessary to mention that we were thinking of using or drinking. That was often understood without a word. And it really did not matter what time we called, day or night. You know why? Because your life depends on it. If I get a call from somebody and they're ready to use or drink, I'll talk to them until the sun comes up and try and dissuade them from using or drinking. Sometimes, for no apparent reason, we found ourselves suddenly, inexplicably undergoing an onslaught of anxiety, fear, terror, even panic, which made no sense. And I've had a lot of every one of those. This happens to lots of human beings, of course, not just alcoholics or addicts. I've had all of those. And when we told the truth about the way we really felt, what we were doing, and what we wanted to do, we found we were perfectly understood because they've been there. We got total empathy, not sympathy. Everyone we called, remember, had been exactly in the same boat at some time or other, and they all remembered it vividly. More frequently than not, only a few moments of conversation made our thought of a drink or a drug disappear. Sometimes we got practical, eye-opening information or gentle, indirect guidance or tough, direct, heart-to-heart advice. Sometimes we found ourselves laughing. Observers of recovered alcoholics and addicts have noticed the extensive network of informal social contacts among group members. Even when we're not at a meeting, and often when no one is thinking or talking about drinking or drugging, we found we can have about as much social life with each other as we want, doing together the usual things friends do, listening to music, chatting, going to plays and movies, camping, fishing, anything. It's life, experiencing life, all without the necessity of a drink or a drug. Such acquaintances and friendships have a unique value for those of us who choose not to drink or use. We're free to be ourselves among people who share our own concern for the maintenance of a happy sobriety without being fanatically against everything. It's possible, of course, to remain sober among people who are not recovered, and even among those who drink or use quite frequently, though we will probably feel some social discomfort in their company. But among other sober people, we can be sure that our recovery from our drug of choice is highly prized and deeply understood. It means a lot to these friends, just as their health is cherished by us. The transition to enjoyment of sobriety sometimes begins when we're newly sober. We keep in touch with others equally new at the game. At first, it often seems a little awkward to strike up friendships with people who have been sober for years. We're usually more at ease with those who, like ourselves, are just setting out toward recovery. And that's why many of us make our first phone calls about not drinking to our contemporaries. A lot of big words there, contemporaries. Phone therapy works even when we don't know any individual to call. There is a couple of different numbers. If you look online, you will see many different numbers for prevention, suicide prevention, drug prevention, addiction, and so forth. Veterans have a line as well. I think if you call 566, I believe that's the number. I should do it. I wish I could put my phone online on the stream. I believe it's five. I don't want to say now because I don't want to get everybody confused. I believe it's 566. I believe it's the number. Let me check. Which is a hot. I'll just do a Google search right now. I believe that is the hotline. Let's see. Bear with. I'm trying to get a phone number here. Nope, I don't think it is. Actually, let's see. Crisis line is veterans have a crisis line, and that is 988. Then press 1. 988. Then press 1 for veterans. Let's see. And there's another one. Let's see. Yeah, 988 for veterans. And let's see. If I can spell. Oh, same thing. Let's see. Let me just check and see what their number is. Okay. That's the national helpline is 800-662-HELP. 800. I'm going to write that down because I don't want to forget that either. So I can pass that along in the future. Okay. So that's I got more sticky notes over here. National hotline. Is 800. What did I say it was? Oh, sorry about that. 662 HELP. HELP. And then the VA crisis line is 988 option 1. So now that I've got those, I'm going to save those up here on my monitor screen. So I'll have those handy. It's always good to have those numbers. I know you could have done the same thing, but I beat you to it. Okay. Oh, well, let's see. Are you blasting out here from the light? Let's go back here to our main screen. Okay. Sorry about that. Uh, so that's the crisis lines. National hotline 800-662-HELP and the VA crisis line 988 option 1. Okay. Always good to have those numbers handy. Let's see. So we're talking about phone therapy, meaning calling somebody, calling a friend, calling someone you trust. If you're in any of the organizations, it would be your sponsor, preferably, or you could call another member if you have their number. They're more than willing to talk and listen. Let's see. Maybe a person we never met, but the same genuine empathy is there. Reaching out through the internet can also help making a connection with another addict in your own hometown or perhaps halfway around the world. Once the first call is made, it's much, much easier to make another when it's needed. Finally, the need to talk away the desire for a drug, drink, virtually disappears for most of us. When it does, many of us find, however, that we've established the beneficial habit of occasionally friendly telephone visits. So we keep them up because we enjoy them. Excuse me. But that usually comes at a later date. At first, phone therapy is primarily for helping us stay sober. We reach we reach for the phone instead of a drink or a drug, even when we don't think it will work, even when we don't want to. So there you have it. Excuse me. Give me a little drink of water here. Where's my water? A little ice water here. I had to cut down. Oops, what happened? I dropped something here. I had to cut down on my coffee. Yeah. Those 3 cups of coffee are large, weren't helping me at all. So we cut that out. Now we're back to ice water, which is a lot. Well, I can't say it's a lot better for you. Coffee's, from what I hear, coffee has benefits as well. But I think the caffeine, maybe, I don't know. I have not. I'm trying to think of the last time I tried decaf coffee. Maybe I'll try some of that just for the heck of it. That might help. This is a great book, Living Sober, because it doesn't matter what drug, alcohol, hard drugs, weed, food. It doesn't really matter what your addiction is. You know, there's groups out there to help you. You know, I think Overeaters Anonymous, I believe that's a group. AA, NA, this one AA group that I used to go to all the time, the meetings. Other addictions as well. So look them up, aa.org, and then you put in your zip code and they'll tell you where all the meetings are in the area. Pretty much the same with NA, Narcotics Anonymous, if you choose them, or Celebrate Recovery. Celebrate Recovery at your local church, if they offer it. And many churches do offer Celebrate Recovery. So it's also a Christ-centered recovery program, and it's really excellent. Excellent. So let's see for time. Yeah, we've been hanging out here a little while. Yeah. So I think I'm about ready to wrap things up here. Unless anybody out there has anything to add, you're welcome to. Please click the like button if you would and subscribe. And that way, when I get on and we start talking about recovery, you'll be first to be notified. And as I say, it doesn't matter what your addiction is, you're more than welcome. More than welcome aboard. We're trying to touch as many people as we can. So if you do like and subscribe, that would be a big help, of course. Trying to get as much information out there to as many as possible. Okay. So on that note, God bless you. Oh, did you sneeze? Just kidding. God bless you. God bless our veterans. And trust God, clean house, help others, and you'll get sober. All right? And never forget that somebody out there loves you. And we'll see you next time. Take care for now. Bye-bye.